Hey guys, welcome back to another incredible island tour with JB
Hey.
and Millie. So as we can see on screen today, we are heading to the creepy, the spooky island of Skull Isle. So this is really getting us into the swing of things for this Halloween spooky update. So let's take a look and see what this scary island has in store.
So I'm completely spoiler free when it comes to this island. I've got no clue what it's based on or any of the lore behind what we're going to see here besides I guess it's going to be spooky. Instantly when I hear Skull Island, I think back to, Spooky Island from Scooby-Doo. Or even that new King Kong film, which I still haven't seen yet, King Kong on Skull Isle. So I don't know what to expect from this island, but I trust you that you found a really good one, so I am absolutely hyped for this. It's definitely going to set the mood, set the mood for our Halloween theme that we've got going on at the moment, and I think that's awesome.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Oh my gosh. I'm actually hyped. Oh my gosh, it's thunder and lightning and everything.
Millie did good.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually frightened. Instantly on that top left hand corner, and even the top right, I can see two skeletons on some pedestals. Oh
We're all the way
my
around.
gosh.
Wow.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. This is almost like the ruins of an Indiana Jones type temple, or literally Skull Isle, skeletons everywhere, the mammoths. Oh, have we fallen in? Oh my gosh. This is actually really scary. And that thunder and lightning is just setting things up, like... Okay, ooh. You got the mummy outfit.
Oh, they've left so many things there for us to try on. That's yours, JB.
Maybe we should dress up as a pirate in tribute to our good friend the Scurvy Dog. Unless there's like some Halloween comedian outfit. But no, I like this pirate thing. It's like the Pirate King. So it kind of does add a bit of a story. Either you're a mummy and you've kind of fallen victim to this island potentially. Or if I am a pirate, it could be a thing when I've gone on like a voyage, looking for booty, looking for treasure. And I've ended up stumbling upon a bit of a macabre island. So, I don't know. This is really cool. Like you can definitely see how it could be interpreted with various costumes. Oh, this is so scary. I'm actually almost like disappointed at this point that we can't take these back with us. But there is a great choice on how how you can dress up. Oh, have they got some tools down there for us? Maybe ladders that we need to use. But those might come in handy. Regardless, the Dream Suite kind of etiquette here is completely nailed. Oh wow, they left an umbrella there as well. So have we decided that this is our outfit for the tour?
I think so.
And what made you decide on that?
Okay, let's do the mummy one because I did quite like that.
Oh my god, I look like Lucky. Oh my gosh, look at that. It is almost like an abandoned Aztec temple.
Wow.
Oh, Luna scared me in the background there. Oh.
I don't know where to go next.
Look at the island map. Everything is covered. It's almost like a stronghold. What I'm getting from here, like these are like turrets, like a castle. So almost like we've landed on a fortified island. Oh, and these cannons. This is stunning. How did you find this? This is, like, it's an honour to be here.
I mean, not only... it wasn't just that I found the dream address and thought, let's do this.
Apollo.
I did reach out to the creator of the island, and they very much gave us permission to be here today taking a look at this, so I'm very happy. Look at all this down here.
Oh my gosh.
This is just so... Whoa, that's scary.
Talk to them. Oh. Wait, so is that German? Click on that again. So, nicht hier, is that no man? So almost like welcome to no man's land or something, or this is an island where no man should be. That's what I'm thinking. Because Herr in German, you call someone like, you know, Herr Doctor, Herr, like I would be Herr JB. So maybe, I mean, this is just me, like, this is actually so off topic, but I don't know, if any of our followers are German speaking, maybe they can translate that for us in the comment section and tell me exactly how wrong I am.
Let's look at all the skulls.
See, it lives up to the name Skull Island, like, they've not just used it for, like, oh, this is going to sound a bit creepy, or this sounds cool, like, it is Skull Island.
And then down here's all these black flowers that we saw when we were doing that little walk through.
Oh, is that another character? Leave at once and never return. So it's interesting that on one account there's seemingly like a dual linguist player, or maybe this is like friends collaborating on this island together.
Possibly. I mean, maybe they were just looking at a target audience.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they're all saying the same thing but in different languages. You know, like when you go on holiday and say France and you've got a French sign and English underneath, perhaps Russian underneath that. Oh. See, this is making me wonder if there's almost a storyline to this island now. You know, like Ica Island, like there's like a hidden meaning behind things.
Yeah. Look here.
So, almost like nuclear. So perhaps this is an abandoned military facility?
Maybe. Who knows? Because there was all those rockets hidden underground and then that one big one like on display there.
Or aliens, potentially. Chops! Boomer.
Looks like an abandoned research facility.
So, I mean, definitely it's kind of fallen into disrepair. Oh yeah, and these kind of pilots.
The TVs are all showing no signal.
And because that's Boomer on the kind of the poster to that hand side, and there's a load of helmets like that, perhaps this is like a tribute to workers that used to be here. Could it be a nuclear meltdown?
Possibly.
That would explain the gas masks and all this kind of military uniform. And that lack of TV signal would fit perfectly into that theme. It's just, I don't know why things have got messed up, because in that Fallout things literally get evaporated. There's no like ransacking of things unless they knew it was coming and tried to escape. But
Yeah, like I guess some kind of amount of disarray can be, you know, if you get a sudden warning and you all start to run about and things can get knocked over.
Oh, there's the Earth. Oh, there's an octopus there. So I don't know how they would fit into things. Because it's not like they've got Octavian anywhere or anything like that. You are not taking me to the basement
Oh,
of this.
I am.
You are not. See, and that's like Chops' outfit.
Kind of military.
Yeah. So is this surveillance then? Like, what could be going on here?
This is incredibly spooky.
This is an absolute gem. I'm really proud of you for finding that.
Thank you. A basement sound.
Dude, this almost reminds me of a war room. Like, I think it's maybe the phones and all these signals that are saying this, but I've been to like the kind of Church of War Rooms, that museum, and the layout's very similar to what we see here.
See, this is obviously
Or even NASA.
Yeah, I mean, what use is going to be more of an academic reference. The reference that I'm thinking of is Jurassic World, where there's that kind of panic room where the second something's out of containment, they just ring through to here, like, shut it all down.
That's a good thing. I think probably yours is more on the mark than mine. I was just kind of thinking about the angle where it's in like a military facility. But that is good. Like, you think that this is like a control center, and I think that kind of factors into the fact that it's all so close to the kind of rockets.
There's another rocket there.
But it almost switches from nuclear fallout to pirate theme. Like, I don't know how they both fit together. Or maybe it was abandoned, but then pirates found it. Whoa.
Wow.
I almost feel like I'm in like a final boss level. Oh, and there's tents.
This is spooky. Again, the pilot thing there, JB.
Is there anything in the locker? I guess you can't interact with them when they're inside. Well, this kind of throws me back because I kind of miss living in the tent in the game.
Oh gosh, me too.
Oh.
This is awesome. Just the time that must have gone into this island.
Oh, and there's like a more sailor pirate thing.
Like RAF and Navy.
Yeah, oh! Okay.
Even the blue furniture here, like a more nautical kind of theme.
Yeah, very, very nautical. So RAF and Navy, another solid theory, but then the one thing I'm not understanding, and I understand the pirate concept, I understand the military nuclear concept. I just don't understand where there's like the crossover. But I know it's there. Like, this is such a great island. I'm just trying to figure out the storyline. There's Chops.
Yay, Chops.
I wonder if they've programmed the villagers to say stuff. I don't know if that's possible, or they've like altered their greeting, or if there's anything on the billboard. Oh no. I miss Chops.
So I'm just looking at the map and it shows that you have to run back to kind of the middle. There. Look.
Ooh.
That's stunning.
This is one of the scariest islands. And what is this, like almost like a cult seance? Oh, how did they get it so it's raining and thundering? Like, that adds so much atmosphere. But this is like they're praying to the moon. It's like a whoa.
This is just so scary. I don't think we could have found a better island coming into the Halloween update.
I'm frightened. But this is like the impressive thing. So this island is made before any of those kind of Halloween items have been introduced. So when they can do this with items pre-existing in the game, imagine when the purposely spooky stuff happens. Like, oh, there's just so much you can do with this game. Oh, see, and this is like a different aesthetic altogether, almost like the basement of a medieval tavern.
Cabin.
Yes, a cabin in the woods.
I was literally thinking cabin in the woods.
So maybe that's maybe they've like played with the toys downstairs in the basement and they just picked up multiple things. But this is reminding me a bit of like the tavern or the stuff from Frozen or something. Not Frozen, Tangled. You know those old
where they're like, I
taverns?
have a dream. Yeah, that one. I agree. This is so spooky. I like how they'd use the panels as kind of like sliding doors.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually a gorgeous room.
No, I can't do this after Shunsha.
Oh my gosh, when we got chased through the library.
Yeah.
Well, that's a throwback and a half. That was our 10th tour.
This is so cool. Okay, next room.
I love JB's little head in that mummy outfit. He looks adorable.
He does.
Oh, living quarters.
I mean, they've really got the kind of consistent theme throughout the house in terms of colour and things.
To be fair, I would stay here.
See, his was really...
Well, that's like Cabin in the Woods, like that picture that you can take off the
Yeah. This all seems quite, like, everything's in place, as if, like, something happened kind of quite subtly. Whereas the other building we went in, everything was in disarray, like, you know, it was a panic.
I mean, it could be like this thing
Oops, I went
where
outside, I'm sorry.
these are like the civilians that were maybe the natural inhabitants of the island. A bit like Stranger Things, you know. Maybe this is just like, you know, Mike's house or something.
Yeah.
And those research facilities is that kind of research facility, like Hawkins Lab, and that's when they're like, oh, we've just released this portal, stuff's gonna happen, and they know what's going on. But the normal residents don't know what's going on.
Oh, this is interesting. This is upstairs.
And again, like a bar. We've got, what are they, carafes, jugs,
Yeah.
and some deer on the wall. Or is it a reindeer? I don't know what it is.
Leaves? No. It's a deer.
Oh my gosh, the basement. I'm expecting lots of barrels though. Oh my god.
So, JB, when you think basement, is this what comes to mind?
Exactly this. I actually had this shiver in my spine. Like, this is like... Oh my gosh. What is in those cages? Are they just like grasshoppers? And axes and... Okay, here's where I'm gonna play devil's advocate somewhat. I'm in no way putting down any islands that do this because it is extremely effective. In fact, we've done it ourselves on our island. But the one thing I'm instantly respecting this island for is that they've given me the chills in this basement by purely using items in the game without any kind of blood custom designs or anything like that. And I think that can't go unappreciated.
Yeah.
Because this is a dream address that a kid could visit. Not that they should visit, but they could visit.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like watching what our generation used to watch, like a really scary Scooby-Doo or a Goosebumps or something like that. Or like a Coraline. It's very, very unsettling, but also not crossing any lines. Oh gosh. That basement's giving me the willies though. And if there's another basement in here, I'm gonna be weak.
Oh, you know there is, JB.
I'm weak.
Look at this.
Oh, this almost seems like a more evolved version of that with the gold armors there. So could it be like a timeline, a bit like Ica Island?
Paintings. Wow.
It's almost reminding me a bit of Spore. Like, you've got the tents, which is like the primitive people, the simple cabin, the more advanced cabin, and then you've got the rockets.
This seemed quite advanced. It looked almost castle-like in the first room, and this is kind of like kitchen quarters, not where they'd eat, but where the food would be prepared for them.
But you can see the parallels, right? Like, they're very much the same core, if that makes sense. Like, castle core or medieval core, if that even exists. But this does seem elevated. Significantly. It's like, we went to a castle not too long ago, And obviously it's in ruins now, but you'd imagine it back in the day looking similar to what this is now.
Wow.
Oh, like a greenhouse. Oh, a scorpion, wasp. That takes me back to when scorpions first were introduced, and I was going on like Mystery Island, so I was trying to catch one first, and it got to a point where I was literally typing in the chat, "Please scorpions."
I mean, I remember screaming the first time I saw a scorpion.
Oh, and that was when we were at like the old place, and I was like, I'd be washing up, and you'd be playing, you know, because that was your break, because you'd just like cooked, and I'd just be there trying to like focus on the dishes, and you'd be like, ah, scorpions, and I'm like, oh god.
Scared me.
Oh my god! Oh, I love this room actually. See, this is the last two houses we've been in, basement aside, have actually just been stunning and cozy within their own right, and I think that's very effective. Can I close my eyes for the basement? See, this is lovely. Oh my god. Can we turn
all the antique furniture?
Can we influence the sound at all? Like, could we turn on the candles?
I mean, I'm pressing to turn on the lights. That's not working.
Oh.
No. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a wig there, almost like a judge's wig, or maybe that's just an indication of the time.
Yes, it is a castle. That sort of thing could be kind of expected.
Okay, basement time.
Are you ready, JB?
I'm ready. Don't do that. Ah.
It's kind of just like a storage facility, but like kind of like for anyone that's seen Richie Rich, where there's like a vault with everything valuable in it, like valuable paintings, all this gold sort of stuff.
I mean, I'm going to go back to what we kind of said before, is I'm getting Cabin in the Woods vibes from this. There's like a kind of very full basement, but every single thing has a different meaning. For example, if you interact with all this pirate booty over there, that could, you know, bring a swarm of pirates to the island. Or if you play the harp, for example, you might get a siren, or there's probably something in here that triggers the kind of nuclear fallout reality. I don't know, it's kind of reminded me a bit of that. But I do get that storage facility completely.
There's certainly been some incredible rooms in these houses.
I love Halloween.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. Oh, we're trapped. You're trapped! Oh gosh, there's a well.
Wow. I mean, I like the way they've constructed it as well, even though it's only a Dream Island address. It's done in a way where you can't really miss much out.
Oh, and they've kind of done what we were going to do, you know, with that autumn burning leaves.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I feel like there's still a lot to see, isn't there? Like, we haven't seen the museum. Oh. Whoa.
We're almost using like tombstones.
Yeah. But almost like really old ones. Oh yeah, this is definitely a gravesite.
And there's a house in it. Ready for the basement, JB?
I don't think I've ever been so like creeped on an island. Like, I've been scared, I've been terrified, but I don't think I've ever been so spooked. Oh my gosh, don't do this to me. And this is like, oh, this is like skeletons, but their faces have been covered up for some ghastly reason. And like a seance, almost like something you'd see on The Conjuring, or...
What are you expecting in a graveyard, JB?
Oh. Oh gosh.
Something like this.
You're just enjoying scaring me.
Me? Never. Got all those cells on the wall.
Stop it, because you're scaring me.
That's my intention.
Why are you talking so quietly?
To be spooky.
It isn't spooky. It's like when we were watching The Woman in Black and you jumped me and I screamed. The microphone won't be able to hear you taunting me. That's why you're being quiet.
Whoa.
What is this? This is like a spiritual seance, a ritual, like almost like a Doctor Strange type spell being cast on the meteorite. But what does it mean?
It's awesome.
Oh, and again, there's like living quarters. And I think you mentioned it in a previous tour, but that painting behind almost reminds you of Dracula a bit.
Yeah. It is cool.
Again, this is just a very old-fashioned but sophisticated room that you'd find in a manor house. Almost like in that movie, Ready or Not. This is like one of their rooms.
It's awesome.
So we've got upstairs and downstairs now.
And I accidentally walked out again. Oh, I walked out of that room, ignore me.
What, do you think you walked out of the house?
Yeah, okay, we're going upstairs. I'm sorry.
Are you really scared?
There's just so many houses here. I'm getting confused as to where we are.
Oh gosh, this is like
A church.
a dark version. Oh! I was gonna say like an evil version of Hogwarts. But yes. Yeah, those are like the pews and the altar with that kind of skull.
Which makes sense because it's a graveyard, of course there'd be a church.
I can't believe I didn't think about it. Well, I can believe it, but I should have thought about it. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, I'm very impressed.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. And the tomb.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It's like a catacomb. Oh, it reminds me of that scene that used to terrify me when I was little in the Haunted Mansion when they go down to get the key from that cadaver and everything pops up and it scares me.
This is awesome. This island's just incredible.
It's spooky. It's too spooky though. I think I might need to go.
No.
It's chilled me to the bone.
Ooh. Ooh.
But the creativity is amazing. The use of the weeds here is really cool.
Okay, so let's see what happens when we run. This is so awesome.
Wow. And this is all like stuff with potential. Look at that, the cannon.
We've pretty much seen all this already. I just want to see if there's
Oh, have
a
we
way of
seen the
getting down at the front.
museum?
No, we need to go to the far side. But before we do, I'm just checking the top here.
The Luna keeps freaking me out. Where's the... So this is what people visiting here would see. Oh, look at that.
I mean, this must have taken so long, like, to get all these skulls and things to arrange the way they have.
And just the
All these
terraform.
hybrids.
I think about all the cannons, like Pirate Gulliver doesn't come that much. So Frogman, oh, they're both here. Sea Sultan, yeah.
There's a little bridge here, like, obviously they're limited, so to put one in that place is kind of... So these are just the black flowers all the way around the island. We'd already taken a look at the side there. I just wanted to make sure we weren't kind of missing anything. I wanted to show you guys every aspect. Just check out this side too. And that all pretty much looks...
Oh, there's a poster of them up on the wall as well. Shep. It's only getting weirder.
Who are you? Oh, it's a dream.
Wow. And I guess those Stonehenge sections are just meant to symbolise disrepair.
How did they do that? Look, it's like they've created an entire separate island there. Okay.
Yeah, it's like almost like a boat or like a creepy harbour that they've got, especially with that kind of searchlight effect. Do we have a vaulting pole that we can get across there?
Not a vaulting pole, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up round the castle walls again so we can get the full effect of that far side of the island now that we've not yet seen. So yeah guys, we're now going to head over here.
What was it? Abandon all hope, ye who enter. See, I've heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's like a generic thing or if that ties it to the storyline. Oh my gosh. Oh. Holy. Oh my absolute gosh. It is like Ghost Rider.
The Stonehenge that we saw earlier.
What's at the front? Is it the...
Same at this side.
Oh, there's like a little...
This takes us back to the entrance where we were.
But why?
And now we're going to explore the new territory.
Can we even go anywhere? So there's mammoths consistently throughout.
Wow. And then you can see that the museum is in fact blocked off there.
So that's kind of cool. They've used it for aesthetics, and they can't themselves presumably access it unless they've got ladders somewhere or something.
So I want to find how we access the very top far side of the island.
I think you go down here, then even maybe past that graveyard. I don't think we fully explored there.
This graveyard?
Oh my god. What are you doing? Like, you can see where it would be on the map, so...
I was showing around again. Oh, I know why we didn't do this before, because we checked out this house. But here is how they created this separate little island. You see here how we're like, oh, why did they do this?
And that's
This
where
is
that
the
would
separate
be.
island. And here is the rocket.
And is there anything in the rocket? Because it acts as a wardrobe in terms of the game. It's. I think you go around the front for like the... No. But look at that. I'm so intrigued if there is like a deeper story. Because even if there isn't, the kind of creep value is way, like, it's genius, for lack of a better word. But if it's incorporated with some type of story in mind, I think to understand that would be amazing. Like, this is a gem.
So with that in mind, Millie is going to go and do her best work at buttering up the kind of creator and see if they can give us a few answers on the topic of the inspiration behind this island. Okay guys, so here we have a few clues as to what's going on the island. So these are the notices on the board. It says just about tagging if you visit this island. Weekly missile drills suspended as Isle authorities work to bring wasp problem under control. So that could suggest a bit of chaos and glory to Skull Island. So the main message I'm picking up on is this missile drills one and the big wasp problem. That would kind of explain a lot of the chaos perhaps that we saw in one of the houses.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that there'd be more, like, kind of those beehive wasp nests scattered around if that was the issue, but, like, I don't know, it very much seems like we could have a situation like we speculated, like there's a military base, like they say, missile drills, but the wasps, like, there were several sections where there were bugs in cages, where there was almost research. Perhaps it's almost like hybrid wasps, or even it could be tapping into real life things. Like at the start of this year, there were talks about like killer hornets going around. Perhaps it's like an alternate future where that kind of came to pass.
Oh gosh. So just checking the custom designs to see if there's any more clues here. There's the deer panel and the flower bag if you're interested in any of these. Some more kind of skull clothing here. So that's all we can see from the island. So let's go and see what the creator has to say. Hey guys, so here we are back on Skull Island and we chose this incredible spot to share with you guys again. So from here, JB is going to read the questions that we asked the creator, and as always, I'm going to provide the answers that they gave.
Wow, thank you so much. Like, this is such a great island, as you guys already know from the tour, and what a location. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the questions. So our first question was, how many hours did your island take to create?
Okay, so from start to being tourist ready, the island took 700 hours, but I am always updating it.
Wow, that is so impressive, especially for something like this though, because whilst it is like a custom design, it almost feels like it pops. Like, it is so impressive. I almost feel like I'm on this little platform. Like, even just analysing this section we're in now, I could imagine taking a while, placing the fire pits down, climbing up, placing another one down, just terraforming around. Like, it just blows me away. And out of everything on your island currently, what's your favourite part?
My favourite outdoor spot is the courtyard where all of the clothes and items are located. It reminds me of an old European outdoor market. My favourite indoor spot is the main room of the Hessian's house because it's the type of spot I'd like to spend the winter months.
Oh yeah, that was like kind of cosy little place, And I think we even said that, we pointed that out in the initial tour itself, so I think it's great how that kind of place alone had such great emotions to them that we picked up on that. We also picked up on what we believe to be either an elaborate story or a conspiracy theory surrounding the island as a whole. Now, what did you have in mind when you created the island?
Okay, so honestly, I don't know what I was getting into when I chose the island name. I thought I was picking something wildly at odds with what Animal Crossing was all about, but turned out to be really blown away by all the skull and spooky elements, so I really ran with it. I'm also really into old fortresses, so I designed it with that in mind. Once I was able to terraform, the inclusion of cannons in the summer update was a godsend and made me look at that to kind of complete the island. The story that I eventually came up with after the fact, and once I'd basically completed it, is similar to the television show Lost, if you're familiar with that. Basically, it exists outside of time and space as we know it, but has been randomly accessible over time. Centuries ago, it began to take on its current look with the formation of a skull worshipping sect that gained access to the island and fortified it. At some point more recently, a government gained access to it and sought to establish a missile base here. However, the forces stationed there eventually came under the influence of the sect, transforming the island into a sort of nuclear-armed base full of skull fanatics popping in and out of existence.
Wow.
Like, I picked up on that. Remember when we were looking at the tents and there was that kind of RAF one, the Navy one, some kind of, like, military base?
Yeah, so it's pretty much kind of like what we were speculating on. I mean, there was a lot of storylines that we did get, but it's great to have that little bit of creative context behind everything. It almost reminds me of something a bit Stephen Kingy in that there's an omnipotent being or like this mysterious force that influences the way things go. And it even reminds me a bit of Torchwood, you know, like when things fall through the rift. It's almost like, you know, it's this place that is existing outside of time, but it's accessible. Like, you know, you could be in like the Bermuda Triangle and then fall through a portal and end up here. So I think that is amazing. Now, I'm not too familiar with the TV show Lost, but I definitely do want to check it out now. Now, what's the future of your island?
I'm not sure what the future is. I have considered recently hitting reset to get a better resident services location further away from the airport so that I could make an even more wide outer defence wall, but I am scared of losing all the items I've collected.
Yeah, like, I could not imagine making something as amazing as this
and
just resetting it. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about that, because at the same time I don't want to, like, delay creativity, but I don't know. I guess it's probably better that, though, than investing in a whole of a Switch if that isn't really on the top of your priority list. But regardless, this is so creative, and we have absolutely no doubts whatsoever that whatever the creator decides to do, the end product is going to be absolutely stunning. What's your favourite Halloween/horror movie?
Favourite Halloween movie is Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, hence the presence on my island of the Hessian Headless Horseman. I love the movie aesthetic, from the dreary look of the old Dutch settlement to the dark and gloomy lightning and Danny Elfman's haunting music. It really is the visual audio element of it that is so distinctively Tim Burton style that I love.
Wow, I was not expecting that. I mean, initially when I heard Burton, and I mean, look, I'm in the skeleton costume here. Instantly, I'm thinking Nightmare Before Christmas. But I love how they've kind of subverted that a bit more. They've definitely got elements of that, but I love how they've chosen that more, I guess, abstract point of view. Like, nothing's really painted out in like black and white. I like how they've done that whole thing with the horseman. I think that's incredibly powerful, and of course you can't go wrong with Danny Elfman's soundtrack. They always find a way to have a unique spin on things, to the point where they can try their hand at anything. As I mentioned, they've done Nightmare Before Christmas, and even like action things like Spider-Man 2, and I'm pretty sure they did some stuff for Age of Ultron. I think it was half Danny Elfman and half Brian Tyler, so it's always great to see their name pop up in things. Now, what would you most like to see added in the next update?
Well, there are some like nitpicky things I'd like, such as shopping carts for buying Nook Miles tickets or clothes at the Able Sisters. More fundamentally, I wish we could move our resident services location, have larger islands, more design slots, or have more than one island per switch. Those would all be great, but not holding out hope for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the resident services thing is something that could be fixed so easily. Like, you can change the museum location and all that. I just kind of feel that I don't see why they wouldn't make it so you could change resident services. I mean, there's some things that just on looks alone, you might be able to say, oh, well, I guess they can't change that for that reason, such as the airport and even the dock to some extent. But even that, I feel, should have a bit more leeway. But the airport definitely, I think, should stay where it is, just because it is kind of like its own separate build almost. But I don't know, resident services to me is just like the museum, like the campsite, something you should have to pick up and put somewhere else.
You mentioned something there, and I'd not thought of it since week 1. You talked about moving the dock. I, in week 1, wanted to be able to have more than one, you know, like you could purchase them, have them built, kind of like stairways and bridges.
That'd be so cool. Oh, and you could do a section maybe where you could jump between them.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool.
But you know, there's a limit on how many like bridges and inclines you could have. Make it so you can build maybe 2 or 3 piers on your island, but make that the limit.
That could very much be in the future update, because if, like, in what we've heard from the community, it is speculated that eventually the islands around your island are going to get a bit closer. You're going to be able to access them a bit more. Maybe that's how Capern or Tortimer will come into things. So, I don't know, I kind of feel that if there's one dock for the airport and one dock for fishing and diving, if there is more functionality within the ocean itself, there may be a need for a new dock. So perhaps that is incoming, but yeah, the whole island thing, one island per switch is disappointing. I mean, we definitely have made it work, but we weren't expecting that going into things. But yeah, I don't know. On one hand, and we spoke about this in the podcast, it would be great to just be able to pay for a DLC or something, maybe spend £20 to get a new island. But then because so many people have spent £350, £400 on a new Switch to get a second island, it'd kind of be a bit of a slap in the face to those people.
Yeah.
But regardless, this has been such an amazing island tour. I've absolutely loved it. I think it's been phenomenal. Huge, huge, huge thank you to the creator. Their name should be on the screen right now. Please do go follow them. And if you use their dream address to visit the island, please do take screenshots of your favourite parts and tweet it at them. I'm sure they will appreciate it.
Indeed they will. So with that in mind, please check out our channel where we have more of these creepy island tours, really focusing in on that Halloween aspect. So a real treat there for you guys. Also check out our weekly podcast, our celebration for the Mario anniversary. Everything fun, everything that's current and happening can be found on our channel. So please like, comment and subscribe.
JB and Millie.